So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this presentation of designing and presentations with Canva. So, we'd like to welcome our guest for today's session, Aman Singh sir, and welcome all the boys from AIT and SRM. So, I'd like to welcome Aman Singh sir.
Okay, hello everyone. So good, so good to have all of you together SRM AIT. So yes, Amanth is also there from SRM side, and Satyam sir is there from AIT side. So we are going to begin today's session. So I hope all of you already know the theme. So we are going today. It is a unique session, I would say, in which we are going to study about or learn about how to create presentations using Canva. Okay, so I would say this session will be partly on how you can create presentations, good presentations, and partly on how you can use Canva, and at the end on some part how we can present it properly. So there are a lot of components in this session, I would say, overall all around presentations. And yes, so let's begin with this. I say we have a lot to learn, so we'll try our best to cover the whole basics of presentation in Canva today, and hopefully you can after this session you will be able to make very beautiful presentations using Canva or any other application. Okay. So yeah, so let's begin with this. So creating presentations with Canva. Okay. From idea to design to presentation. We'll begin with this. So this is today's outline. So what all we are going to learn. So we have few components to learn, as I said. First of all, a little intro on the presentations. Yes, how and why we can create presentations. So that is there. And after that, with some part will be introduction to Canva. Then we'll learn a little bit about templates, which are I would say very crux to Canva. And then how essentially we can create a good presentation. And then at the end, how we can share it and present it, especially using Canva. So this is today's outline, what all we are going to learn today. So let's do this. So yeah. So first of all, a little theory I would say. So bear with this. So why to create presentation? So what is the need of presentations? That is one thing, first thing which I want to discuss. Now, all of you might have already created sometimes presentations. You will have done that already, but still, just to highlight. So where all presentations are used. First, we talk about education and learning, like schools, colleges. So you'll see. So you all of you would have done that for projects. Many times you have to make presentations. Then whenever in case you are a club partic or you can say a club organizer, then if you want to give any workshop, again you have to create some presentations and then seminars. So in case you have some research paper to display or you have some another program, a lot of things in a lot of seminars also you need to create presentations. So these education field, a lot of times you will need to create presentations which are more educational focus or project focus in that sense. Then in a few years you will be in a corporate or probably a business. So there also you have to create presentations which can be sales pitches and they can be project updates, some training presentations, or you can say a leadership visit presentation, executive summary, and a lot of other things. So corporate also presentations are a lot used. And even apart from you, if you see, so you have much more in your life apart from education and corporate. So there can be a lot of other things like special events or community, NGOs or social work, and a lot of other things. So in that also for conference talk, for creating your own portfolio, for campaigns, all of these things also you have to create presentations. So essentially, whenever you want to add visual and flow to your thoughts, it is a very good option to create a presentation for that. Okay. So this is how presentations can be useful, add visuals and flow to your thoughts. That is why presentations are needed. And Yes. So this is one thing. Why to create presentation? Why it is important. The second is on how you can create presentations. So essentially, I have taken here three tools for which are generally used for creating presentations, and I'm just given a comparative analysis of all of these tools, and I will not get into much details. What do we see? So okay, so if we check, so how many of you have at least created a PowerPoint presentation? Then probably most of you will say yes. So at least you would have used PowerPoint, and many of you would have already also used Canva. Google Slide is also there, which is little less known, but yes, a lot of people use that also. So just giving a comparative study here. So in case you are already comfortable with any of these, it is good to go. But also it is very beneficial if you know about all of the three, because at the end, based on the criteria, you can choose which one you want to go for. So that is how. So first of all, the essential difference between all of these three is the presentation style. So when you go to PowerPoint, it is more for professional use. So it has a lot of elements, lot of features and everything. And it is, you can make a very, you can say customizable, very presentable, you can say for scholastic use or for corporate use, both. PowerPoint is a very good option and the most popular one. Google Slides, it is new, so it is simple and modern. So the PPTs are look simple. And overall, the interface of Google Slides is much simpler. It has simplified usage tools, list tools probably, and simpler presentations. But overall, it has cloud functionalities, so you can store it, the PPT in the cloud, and you can collaborate with others. So in case you want to work in a team for a team project, then Google Sites give you a lot of ease in that, because two, three of your people, all of you can work on the same page, same slide, and edit it. So it very much helps whenever you're doing some team projects. So that is the cloud collaboration feature of Google Slides. Then you talk about Canva. So now Canva is specially famous for its visually attractive PPTs presentation. Yes. So it is also easy to use. It has drag and drop options. It is visually attractive. And like Google Slides, it is also on cloud. And so Microsoft PowerPoint, it generally works with desktop app. The other web was also there, mobile also there, but desktop app is what generally people use. When we talk about Google Slides, web and mobile both interfaces are there. Again, web is the much more used one. For Canva, again, web is the more used one, but mobile interface is also very good. So you have both options, web and mobile in Canva, which makes it more versatile. So now, if we talk about especially about Canva, it is visually attractive, it is easy to use, and it has a lot of features also. It is available on directly on web and mobile also, and it has lots of templates. So Canva, if you just talk about presentations, it is very good in that stuff. And if you talk about the whole suite, then it is amazing. So that is why I would say, because of its easy to use functionalities, because of its visual attractiveness, I have chosen Canva for this session today. We'll begin with the introduction to Canva. Okay, so I will like to know how many of you have already used Canva. So yeah, you can raise your hands in case any of you have used Canva before. Surely I would say a lot of you would have used that. Okay, so three hands. I think three hands, four hands. I would say little. Okay, it is increasing. Yes, 8, 10. Yes, probably 10 of you. That is a good number, I would say. Yes. So Canva is an amazing tool. So Canva is a free to use online graphic designing tool. So when I say graphic design tool, it can be used to design posters. Yes, as it says, social media posts, presentation, poster, videos, logos, and it keeps on expanding as of now. Even now, it gives an option to code also and design websites also, emails also, and everything. So it is a very, it's a versatile tool in terms of what all it can do. Specifically, we'll today focus on presentations. But before that, just try to log into Canva and make proper use of it. So yes, Canva makes it easy to create and share professional designs. So now the beauty of Canva is you can create beautiful designs without any, I would say, professional training. So we talk about say designing aspect. They were Adobe. A lot of products of Adobe are there, but they are require hard training to do that. When you talk about presentations, there is PowerPoint, which is not so much hard training, but still, it is very corporate like. When you talk about Canva, it is more marketing based on how you can market your things. So if you want to create a presentation or post or anything for marketing, for social media reach, then this is the go-to tool as of now. So how to get started with Canva? Very easy. Just go to canva.com and start searching for it. So if you just type canva.com, you will see this, and you will just need to log in into with your Google account. So you can just log in. So I have already logged in my Google account, so I just don't need to do that. But you will first see a page to log in. So you can go there and log in using a Google account. So as simple as that. And whenever you're done with the login, then this is the screen you will see. So that is how you can do that. Yes. So this is the first screen you will see whenever you're starting with Canva. And yeah, so that is how it begins. All of that begins. So you can just go to canva.com, simple URL, and just simply log in with your Google account. That is the simplest, I would say, login what Canva has. So you just need to do that. Now, if you just go to the interface of Canva, you will see what all it can do. So from presentation, different post, resume, email, flyer, and a lot more. Yes. And as I was saying, so all of these which you see below are the templates of Canva. So Canva had three tabs: your design, templates, and Canva AI. When you go to the templates tab, you will see all the templates which are there. So you see a variety of very attractive looking templates which are there. So some of them are created by Canva team, some by other professionals, and some by other users. So that's why it has a lot of variety of amazing templates, I would say. And each one is a different one and can be used for different purposes. And surely for your need, you will get something here. So that is how useful is Canva. So that was a brief introduction. So I hope all of you can start your Canva website. You can start Canva as of now. Just you need to log in because we are going. So I want all of you to be hands-on on this. So all of us will create a presentation. I also and you also try at your end to create a presentation. Okay. And yes, so this is the problem statement I have chosen for this class itself, not for any other thing. So the problem statement was that I am to going to create a presentation for a social welfare event. Okay. So I am going to start. I wanted to do a social welfare event, and for that I want to create a presentation to give a presentation to others for them for their participation. Suppose I am going into my company or office, and I want to give a presentation there that we should organize this social welfare event, and I want to all of them their participation in that. So that is the goal of my PPT presentation that I want to create an awareness or you can say a participant presentation for social welfare event. So I just first took three options: tree plantation drive, cleanliness drive, and water harvesting. So you can choose any of this to create today's presentation. Particularly, I have chosen tree plantation drive for now. So I just thought we'll create a presentation of tree plantation drive. Okay. So I will go forward with that. If you want, you can also choose that. Otherwise, you can choose any other option also for your hands-on training if you want. So that is how we'll be beginning. So this was all till about you can say presentations. And yes. Now when we talk about creating a presentation, it is very important. So this is the first step whenever we want to create a presentation. So I'm not sure how many of you even you think about it, but this is a very essential step. Think of the presentation flow. Okay. So all of you surely would have created presentations, but it is very important to look at this step. So first of all, you create a flow on how the things are going to flow in your presentation. So as I said, presentation just adds visual and flow to your thoughts. So this is a flow part. So here's a short flow I have created for my presentation, what I want to do. So I'm going to create a title slide for my event, tree plantation drive. Then I'm going to set some context. So in my case, the context can be that how useful or how important this tree plantation drive is. Then the objective. So this is specific to my presentation. For this kind of presentation, you can take this kind of flow. The flow will change based on your use case. Okay. For my use case, this is the flow I am thinking of. An objective, what do we want to achieve? That is my objective. Yes, the event details. So as it is an event presentation, when, where, and how we are going to do that. And at the end, we are going to give a call to action or a CTA or thank you slide or contact number, any of this. This is you can say a 5 pointer flow I've created here. Now it doesn't mean that I want to create a 5 slide PPT. The number of slides may be different, but this is the flow I will keep. Okay, it is very important to keep this flow in mind. And yes, so use a pen paper helps in these things. So generally we don't make good use of pen paper, but if you talk about coding and designing, pen paper is very important, I would say. So always keep that handy, especially when you're doing a team project. That is very helpful for you. Okay, this is the presentation flow I'm thinking of. And yeah, so just you can also create your own flow if you want to change something, if you want to keep any of the elements here, add or split anything, you can do that. But as of now, this is what I'm going to do. Go forward with. Yes. And I would say coming to the most important part, choosing template. So this is what we are going to do. So we already signed into Canva. Now what we are going to do? So ideally, I would say whenever you use PowerPoint, so we generally start with a new blank presentation. Okay. And PowerPoint has also has a lot of templates, but still very limited in number. And you can say very traditional kind of templates are there. When we talk about Canva, it has a whole variety of templates and modern, traditional, and everything. So whenever you want to start a presentation, best is you choose a pre-existing template that will reduce you 40% of your work if you choose a correct template. So that is why choosing template is a very important step in Canva, and that's why I have given a dedicated slide for this. So we'll choose a template for our social welfare event. Okay. So this is the thing you can do. So I already am on Canva. I've I've gone to this. I've come to this templates tab. So you can also do that. And if you see below, you get option of explore templates, and there are different things in that. And the first option I'm getting is presentations. Okay. So I'll just click on this presentations, and you'll see what happens. So here a filter is applied, presentation. So that means now whatever template I see below are just for presentations. Okay. Yes. And now if you just see, this is the first tab is of a blank presentation, which ideally I would suggest not to use. Better you use a template, but you can, if you want, you can create a blank template also. So this is how you can create a blank template, but we'll choose a existing template. Now, interestingly, so you can search something here, and also you can choose a style. So when you see styles, so there are a lot of styles, and which makes a lot of sense. Modern, professional, corporate, minimalistic, elegant, classic, a lot of this there. So now, if I talk about my use case, when I want a social welfare event, there is nothing specific I want in the styles. So if you want it to be like a professional PPT, you can choose corporate or professional in that. If you want to make a event PPT, you can choose something partyful and playful kind of thing. Yes, in my case, it is not something specific. So I will not choose a particular style. But what I will do here, I will just search here. Suppose I will just search a tree plantation. Say drive also if I type. Let's see if they have something. So you see, that is generally what I had expected. So when you see in Canva, ideally, if you just see search tree or forest, you will get a good templates for presentations. Okay. So now there are a lot of templates in Canva, and you see very beautiful visual templates, and you can choose any of them. Yes, just a caveat, just some of them will be pro. So like you see the symbol here. So this is a pro symbol, which is premium content. You cannot access it for free. So there may be a lot of, I would say, premium contents, but still there are a lot of free, good free templates also. Like you see this one, which is very, I would say, nice looking template. This is there. This is there. Yes, and there are a lot more. So all of these are free. So you can choose any of them. Another thing to keep in mind is many times you will see that uh, like in you see in this template it is showing 10 pages. When I go to this template, it's just a video. So when you talk about presentation, it may be a single page or it may be multiple pages. So some of them will be single pages, some of them will be 10 pages or 12 pages, anything. So just keep that in mind when we're doing template. So when you get a full template, that is, I would say, helps you a lot more. But if you're liking a simple one pager also, you can choose that also, and you can add pages later. But yeah, this is how you can create a presentation. So just to the template. So I think the first one is what I'm liking the most. So just click on that and click on customize this template. Okay. So it is also giving me some more options what all I can choose. But I will just go with this one. It is created by some Desk Studio. So this customer click on this customize this template and this opens up in a new window. Okay. So that is how we generally do the template. Yes. So yeah. So just sign to Canva, go to design and choose presentation. So this is a yeah mode, and then choose a style, or you can directly search also. Both are valid. Okay. And then you just browse and find a required theme. Now, what you should look, like I said, single page or multiple page, then theme and elements. So, what kind of theme you want and what kind of elements you want in your presentation, both are important, I would say. So, theme, like if we talk about my theme, like my use case is tree plantation drive, then I know that most of them will be green in color. But if you don't want something green, then you can search for that. But ideally, generally, you will get all the green templates itself. And elements is say somewhat you want more images, you want more text, you want some infographics. If it is already present in the template, it reduces the work. So you can just keep an eye on the elements also, and then free and pro. So ideally, you can create very good presentation with free version also. And if you want to go for the pro, there's always an option for that. Okay. Yes. So just keep an eye on this. So good beginning is half done. So if you just find a good template, and then that will reduce a lot of your work. So try. It may take a little time, but it is better if you can find a good template. That will help you a lot. Okay. So that was it. And yes, now we'll just go to Canva and check out its features. So the most important thing is elements to add. What are elements we can add in our presentation? Heading and text. So headings I have kept separate because that is the most important. But some text also you can add. The images and multimedia. So multimedia can be videos or graphics, shapes, audio, or 3D models also now in Canva, and a lot of other things. Then going to the next step, there can be infographics, tables, and some Canva special features, which we'll see. So there are a lot of elements which you can add in a presentation in Canva. So let's try out those. So this is the presentation which I had chosen. So now you see, why I have chosen this presentation. It has a lot of rich features, as you can see. So there are a lot of image holders, images are there. Yes, then there's the overall it is green, which is ensure you can have a lot of background images also. Overall the text is same. Yeah. Now we'll just edit this template as simple as that. So now you can edit anything in the template. There is no ifs and buts in that. So now suppose I am not liking this, I will just remove this one. So you'll see one important thing in Canva is that whenever you see use templates, you'll see consistency in the color and font. Like we see all the pages in this design, all of them in the same font and similar colors, same colors practically. So that is very important to maintain consistency. That is why you can see when professional templates are there, it can be very much helpful. Okay. Yes. So I will yeah. So I will just select all of this. So I can select multi-select using pressing shift button. So just press shift and select all of them and move it a little bit. So I just moved this image, remove one image, and now I'm going to change the font or you can say text. So when you click on any of the text box, you will see a new toolbar opening up, which will have a lot of options. First option is the font, second is the size, third is the color, then some formatting options, alignment, and spacing, transparency, animation, and position. A lot of them. So I would say the first three are the most important ones: the font, size, and color. Okay. So yes. So as my heading was, I was okay. So I'll just select it. I'm double clicking the text and I will just edit it. Tree plantation drive. We'll type that. Yes. Okay. So now it depends on you if you want the which all font combination and all that. Ideally, if you're using template, best is you use the existing style, colors and font, but you always have the option to change that. So now if I type here this heading, tree plantation drive. Okay. Now if you want to change the size of this text, you can either drag it from the corner, drag it from the corner to change the size, or you can just try the new size also in this box. Okay. So just change the size of this we say elements. So I've done that. Yes. This appears better to me now. So this tree plantation drive. Maybe if you want, you can change the color from here. So you see a lot of options here, as you can see. What are color options there? They are having gradient options. So this is all based on the design, which is there existing. Yes, but you can choose any of that. And you click on this button, plus button, you can choose from the whole color palette, whichever color you want. You can even type hexadecimal code, which color you want, and everything. That is always an option. But essentially, this is how you can put some text. In case you want to add a new text box, you just click on this side toolbar. So you see the side toolbar, which is all the you can say the toolbar is there, and it has elements, text, and everything. You go to the text option, you will get this option of add a heading, add a subheading, and everything. So if you want to add a heading, you just click on this, and it will be added. Now you can just drag this heading. Yes. So you can just click on it and drag it to go move to a new place. Okay. So I said UI of Canva is simpler than PowerPoint. It is little different. So it'll take you some time to get used to it, but a very useful thing, I would say. Okay. So this is what I have. So this is my home page. Now I can see I'm ideally this box. So this is a box, simple rectangle box, which has been gradiently colored. So just reduce the size of it. It is too big for me. So just reduce this and whatever you want, you can type here. So you can uh, say I can type a new initiative. Hmm, by our office. Okay. So this is you can say this is a heading. And this is called a subheading. Okay. So whenever you type a text under some heading, it is called a subheading. So ideally, subheading should be smaller than the heading, and depending on the use case, you can change that. But yes, so now I have created this if my heading. I can select this, and if I want, I can do a bold in that. Bold is not that. I would say better is I done in italics. So I made it italics, and I can even change the font. So there are some fonts which I use more, so I can use any of those. So I don't play clear display here. I just go to italics, make it italics. You see, good thing is in Canva, as I said, it is very much made for easier presentations. So here you get the option of change all. So it is saying you can change all the Illyrian fonts of this whole presentation into playfield display. So this is a very useful thing. If you just click on change all the fonts on all the pages will be changed. So use that judiciously, but this is a very good feature which you have. So to maintain consistency in your design. So consistency is very important. Yes, so I have put it here like this. But it's little less visible. So if you want to make it more visible, you can probably add you go to effects. You can also add a shadow in here. And I will say it is not very it's an intuitive thing to do, but yes, looking better. So we can go to effects, explore all the effects out there. So a lot of things and features are there in Canva. I'm not going into much of that. So if you want, you can put a website here also. Yes, www. Better India, suppose. So this is a very interesting website, I would say, if you want to go for that. But india.org. So this is not necessarily that you have to use this. If you don't want this, you can just select this and click on delete button to remove this thing. Okay. Yeah. I would say this image is also not, so this is a good image, I would say, but not required here. What I will do, uh, so I'll get into this later. But yes, I think I want this image in the background. I will put that. Okay. This is looking better to me. And I think now this has no use. But still, I'll keep this. So I'm just pressing shift and selecting all of these things together. And now I'm going to drag them. Better put it here. Yeah, looks better. Okay. So I've changed the look of the presentation. This is the first page which I've created. Okay. So this is how it works essentially. So I'll just take a pause here in case any if you have any questions. So because they'll, for those who already use Canva, all of this will be easy to grasp. But in case any of you have not used, then it is a good time to ask question because we'll just keep on speeding up then. Yeah. So essentially you can always take up your time to explore the features which are there, but I will just guide you through the basic things. Yeah. So changing font, changing color, and changing the text, just adding. So if you want to move some object, you can just drag it, or you can also use the arrow keys. So if you press the down arrow key, it will move this thing a little down. That is there. And you can also add a lot of other things. We'll see that. So this is the first page which I've created. Okay. So now when you want to look at the whole page, you can just click on this button on the bottom right, which is say two arrows. So it is a full screen mode. You can click on this to get a feel of how it looks in the full screen mode. Okay. This is how the look page looks, and I say I am happy with this. So what I wanted, I can change a little bit more on this new initiative, but as of now, it is fine for me. So keep that. This is how it works. Okay. Now, so this is the first slide. I'm done with that. So I think and no questions also. So we move ahead. So this is the first slide which I've created. Now you see there are a lot of other slides. And if I go back to my flow, so what was my flow? Let's go back to that. So that second point was context. Setting with the context. Why? क्यों करना चाहते हैं हम ये? What is the problem? What is the need? And everything. So go to that slide. So now, ideally, you can choose any of these existing slides to create your own new slide. Yes. So like this. So this is a good slide, I would say, and it already has something which I would need to write. Yes. So it has benefits of reforestation. So this can be one of my second, third slide. That what I want. Yes. Now again, I would say some more things are there in this. I don't want all of that, but this image is looking good. So I'll just rearrange this. So I will just I'm just clicking my left mouse button and I'm dragging this to create a box. And what and this will select all of these things which enters the box. I want to select these two headings. I'll just move them. Yes. And another thing I want to do is to select all of these four icons, or you can say the points. So I'll just select all of them, which also select the box behind, but that's fine. I'll just move them little to the left. Left the box again. I will move back to its original position. Yes, perfect. If you want, you can increase the size of the image a little bit. Will suit better. Yes. So quick changes. So I'll now change the heading also. So benefits of tree plantation drive. So reforestation is also fine, but tree plantation drive is what I want to focus on. Okay. Now this heading is become too big for me. So I just want to reduce the size. So I'll just select is this and I will just go to this thing and reduce the size. Yes. So just reduce size of this. You can also click on this button if you want to make it uppercase or lowercase. You can click on this button. I think lowercase is better. Yes, lowercase is better. So you keep it like this. Okay. So if you want to change the spacing also, that is also an option, but you can create a new box for that. Yes. Now I will again change this. So tree plantation. So now because I have chosen a good template, I need to do less work. Okay. So this is what are the advantages of tree plantation drive. Okay. Now this is also works fine. Apart from that, I've also taken out already some good points on this. Yes. So like little bit research. If you can do, you can also take out some points from the internet or chat GPT or whatever. I'll just select this text, Control A, Control V. Yes, I just paste it, remove the bullet. And yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay. Yes. So you can paste text like this, all the others. Now, okay. So ideally, it depends on you if you want how much text you want in your slides. Ideally, there should not be much text in the slides, but if it's required, you can do that. So that is how it works. Yes, so I will just you can simply change other text also. So this is a benefit slide. Okay, so I've put here. So this is one thing. Context, setting context. What are the benefits of this? But before benefits, I would ideally want what is the need for that. So I'll need to look at something like this. Okay, so I can use this kind of slide for say I can type it the current situation. So what is the current situation? So yeah, so there can be a lot of causes for forest deforestation, and you can some add some images also for deforestation. This is a nice leaf, I would say, but yes. So you can type here the current situation. So you can even just directly search on net to get some course, get some statistics. Yes. Yes. So you can do something like this. Hmm. Okay. So this is just to little create a fear factor to the people that how important it is to address or to have this tree plantation drive so that you can live better health. Yes, so this is how my flow is. First the heading, then the current scenario or the dire need, what are the problems we are facing, and then what can be more beneficial, like what are the benefits of tree plantation drive. That is how what I've put ahead. Now ideally I would, when creating a presentation, I would have changed the text also because I can make it more relevant. Surely, one thing I wanted to show you. So in Canva, you, like I said, it is a drag and drop feature. So if I just type, say, deforestation, yes, so just type a deforestation, then you can get images from Google. I go to images, and yes, what you can do is you can just drag this image. So you just drag this image, take it to Canva, my design, and then put it here. So it gets added here directly. And when I drag it into this image, it replaces that image. As simple as that. So I've changed that image very quickly. And now when you go to the uploads tab, so you'll see when you go to the uploads tab, you will see what all images you have recently updated that will be shown here. So I can add any of my older images also, and I can use that. So I can choose this image also, say, I can replace that. So that is how easy it is. Okay. So drag and drop, I would say a very good thing in Canva which you have. Okay. Yeah, that is how it works. Going back to the flow, then with the title slide, then with the context, setting up the objective. So what is the objective I have in my mind? Then some even details and ending and all of that. So I've already created current situation, benefits, and I would say I'm not want don't want any more of these slides. Hmm. So now you can also create your own slide. So if you want, if you just click, if you click or you can see if you just go your mouse pointer between two slides, you'll get an option to add a transition or add a page. So you can also add a page here by click on this adding a page, but it will be a blank page. So a not very useful thing. Better if you use the old original style also. So I'll just take up this slide. I will change the slide to be our objective. Mm, yeah, you can do that as such.
Students will wait for a few minutes. Gaurang will be back.
So, so what do you have created, or what else are something which it has? Okay, that is works. Okay, so moving ahead, so as I said, you can add more elements. So if you uh, Okay, sorry. So I have changed my location now. Refine. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. All right. Sorry for the interruption. So as I was saying, so you have a lot of elements in the Canva itself. As you'll see here, shapes, graphics, photos, videos, and a lot of other things. There are also 3D models now. So you can even add a 3D model if you want. But surely shapes, graphics are more important ones. The photos are which are having a background. How graphics is different, it has no background. Okay. So graphics are, I would say, very important. At least I use them a lot. All of these are graphics, which is without background, which you can see here also. Like we see this tree. This is a graphic. There's a lot of other things like that. So you can add some graphics from Canva. So Canva has a lot of images, graphics inbuilt in that inbuilt library, which is, I would say, very versatile. But many of them will be pro. So in case you can find something good, that is fine. Otherwise, you always have drag and drop option from Google. That's how it works. So similarly, I would say you can add some more slides like this. But I thought that I would focus some posters or it's other things in Canvas. Still, there are some features which are specifically for presentations. So we'll take a look at that, and that is what I want to get to that. Only two things in this. Either you can animate an object, you can animate the whole page. So both the things. So coming to that, if you click on particular text or some image, you get an image. But more interesting, if you click on this page, you can get an animation. So any of the wishes. You can simple. Click on this button. It adds a simple animation to your page. Whole. And also click on this. Do the all things. As it's good, it just okay. Sorry for some internet issues. I think I would wrap it up quickly. Mm, Yes. Okay. Okay. So now then you have more options. The animation you get features which are specifically available when you use a Canva Live. So when you do live presentation, then you so you see that on how the software you can use when you do Canva Live. So now it depends on you how you want to present. You want to download the presentation or you want to give presentation directly on Canva, then you can use these features. Okay. So let's see first of all what are special features when you use or you can directly present on Canva and how interesting it can be. So there's something called as Canva Live, which we'll just see. So when you're done created that, you can present it directly on Canva. Okay. So like I already showed you, the okay. Yeah. Now more thing is there's something if you see the strip, what all it has. There's a option of interactive Q&A. So this is something called as Canva Live, which you see here. Okay. So when you use Canva Live, what it means, you can start a new session here, and whenever you're presenting, then people can join your live presentation. Then they can see the whole flow, and they can even participate in your things. Okay. So let's see this. Yeah. Let me just share my Wi-Fi. Okay. So coming back, I would say the last part. Yeah. So just showing Canva live. Going back to that quickly. So let's, yeah, coming back to this. So what I was showing you. So when you are enter the full screen mode, you'll see some buttons below. So say one thing is the presentation presenter view. So when you use the presenter view, so you will get to see the notes of your. You can add some notes in this design, and this will be visible to you. So if you want to give a presentation, you can also use a presenter view. So for others, it will be a full screen. For you, this will be shown to you. So this is very useful. So this is presenter view, and there's some other features. So like I said, these are go live. So I am going live. So if you want, so your you can say the users or you can say the audience can join in with their mobile phones and enter this code, or you can say scan this QR code, and they can get into this and interact with you. So they can ask question answers, or they can also do some polls. That is another thing. So I'll just end the session for now. Then there are some features. You'll see the magic shortcuts are there in Canva. So they're specifically for some special effects. So like this curtain call, which is button U. If you just click on this will be close the curtain, and you click on next, and this will open that with some sound. So that is also some features are like there in Canva. You can also draw on your screen. So this can also be useful at times whenever you want. So it's not editing your design. It is just when you present it, it gets added. So this is all how Canva Live can be useful. So as I said, you can even add a poll. So you get an option called as poll here. So you can see you can add some forms here to get, and directly the users can interact with the presentation also. So this very much helps. So when you get that. And moreover that, if you don't want to present directly on Canva, so presenting on Canva, it can be useful, it can be interactive, but you may require to submit the presentation, or you may want it offline. Still you can present offline, but still more control on that. So what you can do, you can download and even share that. Okay. So now about sharing the design. So if you go to the share design option, one thing you can do is you can just change the access level. So anyone can access. You can just click on can edit, and then you can copy the link. So this can be used for collaboration. Okay, so if you want to send it to a partner something, you can send that link, and he will also be able to edit the PPT presentation. And apart from that, when you go to this, click on this download button, you will get the options. So a lot of options there. So when you talk about presentation or PPT, you, there can be different ways you can download it in Canva. So one is PPTX, which is a PPT format, which is most important thing. So you want to keep it an offline copy of this, you can just download a PPTX version of that. You can even convert it to the MP4 video. So you can directly make it a video. Because it has animations, because it has different slides, it will be an autoplay video. It will keep on moving. So this can also be useful. So if you want to just submit a video presentation, you can do that. The other thing is, yes, you can even make a GIF out of it, and you can even download it as a PDF. So a lot of options there on how you want to download a presentation. Ideally, you should go for PPTX, and you can select the pages, which all pages you want. Click on done, and you can just download it. That is how you can download it. So you can share the design, collaborate with others. You can also create a public view link so that you can send that link and anyone can view that. You can directly present it using Canva with its special features, or you can download it and use it as an offline PPT itself. Okay. So this is how we have created the presentation, and you can download it and then you can use it as you want. So that is essentially how it works overall. So yeah, I'll just little bit recap on in case you missed some because of that internet issue. So we talked about animations, how you can create animations in Canva. Then how, so that was using, you just click on any slide, any object, and click on animate, and they will get two options: page animate or element animate. So animate the page, the whole all the elements of the page get animated by itself. Okay, so there can be a lot of different animations. You can use any of that only if required. So surely animations are good, but you can use them if required. It's not necessary to use them, but that is one thing you can do. Then you saw all we can add elements, different types of elements. Then we saw Canva Live, special effects, conducting polls, and sharing and download options which we have in Canva. So this were I would say most important features of Canva which you can use. And yes, at the end, some helpful tips from my end on how you can create better presentations. If you just yeah, so first of all, choose the right tool. So this was a session on Canva, and Canva is surely a very important tool, a very interesting tool. But depending on the use case, you may want to go for PowerPoint or Woolset also. So choose wisely before beginning, because all of them has their own advantages and disadvantages. Surely anything can be used, but just think about it. The second thing is always while creating a presentation, think of the audience first. What it means, how the audience will like the presentation, that should be the first priority. So you want to attract the audience, you want to keep the audience engaged, and based on that, you can design a presentation. Okay. So now you may have done a lot of work at the back end, but what matters is if the audience is liking it or not. So always keep that in mind and keep the end goal in mind. This is also very important, especially when you're working with templates. So when you get a template, you will have a lot of things which are already added. And if you go to say AI, ChatGPT or something, it will also give you a lot of information. But you just keep the end goal in mind, how many slides you want, what is the main objective, and everything. So again, pen, paper, or just making a roadmap helps in that. Yes, then AI is not all you have. So AI is surely very useful, even in terms of creating presentation, but there's a lot more when we talk about presentations and in general. So AI can be a good tool, but it is not everything. You need to have your own creativity. You need to have your some own skills and own thinking process, which is very important. And very interestingly, less is more. So this is a designing principle. Less is more means when you have less objects, it makes more impact. Especially when you talk about presentations, having less text is very important. Having less text, and you can say having less number of fonts, having less number of colors, all of this can be very much useful. Like you see this slide itself, it has less text and it has only two colors, and still it looks beautiful. And that is how it generally works. And importantly, so slide and speech go hand in hand. So slides are not to replace your voice. Okay. And voice is not going to replace your slides essentially. What it means, slides and speech is going to go hand in hand. Some things will be there in slides, some things is will be there with what you speak. So a speech, what you speak, and the slides, the topic will be same, but the content has to be different, and they have to go hand in hand. Okay. So like here in this slide, you will see some things which are there, some things I am saying, and similarly, it has to go hand in hand, but it will never be the same, and it has to be different, and that is what it makes it more interesting. Okay. So these are some, I would say, a short list of tips from my side on how you can create a better presentation, and that is how it works. And surely, as I said, Canva has a lot of features which you can always explore. You have a lot of videos also, YouTube videos. You can just Google it also, and you can just explore templates also. So you'll get an idea of what all is there. You can even add charts in Canva, 3D models, and a lot more features. So just explore it and how what all you can do. And that will be useful for you. That is how. Yeah, I think that was all from my side. Yeah, apologies for the internet issue, but hopefully you could get the essence of the session and mainly based on how you can create presentations specifically using Canva and also how to get good effective presentation in general. So this was the synopsis I would say. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll be open to questions, but I think there will be some important announcements to make at the end. So yeah, for that.
Thank you, Gaurav sir. So we'd like to announce something. So hope you all learned something great in this session. So we'll try to put this knowledge you get from this session, we'll put it into a practical usage. So I'll share something. Get to know what we are trying to. Okay, so here will be a contest for all of you. So it is a 10-minute presentation contest. So you get, so these are the pointers mentioned by Gaurang. So you have to be careful and put these things in your PPT. And these are the things you should also be careful. Tune into the clip, draft your presentation, unveil the slides. So there will be some prizes for you all. So the prizes will be worth, for the first prize, we'll have 1,000 rupees worth prizes. For second prize, 750, and third prize will be 500. And the dates are 19 December. Till that, you can bring your PPT. You can try to create something beautiful. If you need any help, you can contact any of us, whomsoever is your mentor or facilitator. You can contact them and you can get help from them also. So yeah, so get into your shoes and start making some PPTs.
Okay, so what
Thank you.
we'll do here, so all of you will be given an audio clip, and based on the on hearing your audio clip, we'll have to create a presentation out of that. So that is what is a task for all of you. So all of you have now heard more about how you can create a presentation, and some of you will already be knowing it, but to get a better use of it, you need what we'll giving in audio. You'll have to hear and create a presentation out of it, and you have to present that. Okay. So the presentations will be on 19 December, which just Satyam sir said. But before that, you will have to complete, like you have to create a presentation and you have to edit it, and you can even practice that. And final showdown will be on 19th. So that is like more on that Satyam sir already told. So it will you can be either individual or a team of two, and you have to make a 10. You have to give a 10-minute presentation on that. Number of slides can be is up to you, but overall you have to complete in 10 minutes. And more details will also be shared with you. But yes, this is how it will be there. From audio, you have to create beautiful presentation, and yes, surprises are there to encourage you, and your seniors are there to help you. So all the best for that.
All these things will also help in public speaking. I mean, they will learn designing, but at the same time also public speaking. That will be a great start. I would say both these skills, graphic design and speaking. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Gorang, for being taking this session. Okay, thank you. Bye.